Welcome back. One final point before we go tonight. Former Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice, remember her? The infamous liar of Benghazi, the one who went on 4 Sunday morning talk shows and told the American people the attack in Benghazi that cost 4 Americans their lives was a spontaneous protest sparked by an Islamophobic YouTube video. Even though Susan Rice knew good and well it was a planned and plotted terror attack against Americans. Well, this very same Susan Rice is not happy that President Trump pulled the U.S. out of the Iran deal. So, Susan Rice took to the New York Times and called President Trump the wrecking ball in chief. She thinks that's an insult. President Obama's destructive policies is exactly what we, the American people, elected President Trump to wreck. The Iran deal is what the American people elected President Trump to wreck. The Paris Climate Accord is what the American people elected President Trump to wreck. The Trans-Pacific Partnership is what the American people elected President Trump to wreck. The Obamacare individual mandate is what the American people elected President Trump to wreck. DACA is what the American people elected President Trump to wreck. The liberal monopoly on federal judgeships and liberal judicial activism is what the American people elected President Trump to wreck. The high unemployment rate is what the American people elected President Trump to wreck. Over 1,500 federal regulations is what the American people elected President Trump to wreck. And he is. President Obama lived by the pen and the phone, and when you live by the pen and the phone, you die by the pen and the phone. Just as easily as Obama signed an order, President Trump can cross it out. The legacy of President Obama is a legacy of racial divide, false narratives about police targeting black men, murder of our law enforcement officers, gun violence in Chicago, attacks on our Second Amendment right to bear arms, an apology tour that made America look weak in the eyes of the world, a red line in Syria that Obama let Assad trample, North Korea building up their nuclear weapons, Iran laughing up their sleeve about their nuke plans that they had hidden away in a vault where Obama couldn't see them, skyrocketing premiums and unreachable deductibles on our health insurance thanks to Obamacare, the government forcing nuns to buy birth control, regulations that made it impossible for middle-class entrepreneurs to start a business, the Iran deal, the Paris Climate Accords, DACA, the TPP, $500 million of our tax money going to abortion giant Planned Parenthood every single year. Thank goodness President Trump is the wrecking ball in chief to clear away that rubble Obama left behind. And that is my final point. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. If you liked the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. In the meantime, catch us here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, have a good night.